I'm gonna come out and be honest. I'm a Homo sapien. And before you judge me, I hope you realize you're a Homo sapien too. I mean, you are such a Homo sapien. I used to think being Homo sapien was cool. I go to Homo sapien pride parades. I had a bumper sticker on my car proclaiming Homo sapiens are number one. But now I'm ashamed. I've come to realize Homo sapiens are such losers. Scientists believe this is humanity's last century. When I was younger, I was an evolutionary snob, thinking Homo sapiens were the most highly evolved of the animals. When I was a kid, my father would take me to the Brooklyn Zoo. Each time I saw the animals, I'd let him know, "Hey, I'm a human. I'm superior to you." I was so pro-evolution that I even had a Darwinian poster in my room. On the left side was a fish frog crawling out of the ocean, which then became a lizard, a monkey, and then an ape. After the ape was an ape man, and at the front of a line, the pinnacle of evolution, the human being, a skinny white guy with a rock star haircut holding a spear. To me, this poster was proof. Humans are the most evolved animal on the planet. But now I realize it was all a lie. We think we're hot because we're hairless and look pretty, but evolution is not a beauty contest. Evolutionary success is measured by how long a species lives, and in that arena, human beings are losers. Scientists say this is humanity's last century. If that's true, then our species barely breaks 200,000 years. That's not a very big number. $200,000 is a little more than what Trump paid a porn star to keep quiet. But then she realized she could make millions by talking. Now millions. That's a big number. The ape man that preceded Homo sapiens lasted almost 2 million years. The politically correct term for ape man is Homo erectus. Now there is an interesting choice of words. I imagine these two British scientists late one night in a lab drinking beers, looking down at their discovery, the skeleton of an ancient humanoid. And now they're trying to come up with a name for it. How about we call it Homo uponitis? Or we could call it Homo wearing tight panties. Not bad. Oh, I got one. How about this? Homo erectus. Brilliant. Humanity's approaching extinction. What the hell happened? Who's to blame? It's important that we have someone to blame. We don't need congressional hearings to figure it out. I can tell you who's at fault. It was the guy who invented farming. Farming, you ask? How does farming lead to the extinction of the human species? Well, I'll tell you. It all went down about 12,000 years ago. Until then, we had been hunter-gatherers, nomads, who traveled about in a constant search for food. One night, a group of nomads were sitting around a campfire, and Abe spoke up. "Man, my feet hurt. I'm tired of walking all the time. Why don't we stay in one place for a while?" His brother Sal responded, "What kind of crazy talk is this? We're nomads. We walk. It is our way." Abe said, "It's time we find a new way. Come on. How many of you are tired of walking?" And most everyone agreed they were tired of walking. Sal became furious and yelled, "And what will we eat once we've picked all the nuts and berries in this place?" It was a good question, and Abe thought about it. Then he said, "Let's plant the seeds from the foods we eat and grow our own." The other nomads realized this was a good idea, and they set about farming the valley. They grew their own food, and before you knew it, they had a bounty. One season, they had so much extra food that they traded with another tribe and got all kinds of riches in return. Abe said, "Let's take these riches and reinvest in our company." And the others agreed, and the farm grew larger, and they made even more money. But then the people working the farm started complaining. "Man, my back hurts. I'm tired of toiling in the sun all day. It was easier when we were hunter-gatherers. This farming's too much work." At this point, Abe and Sal's farm conglomerate was making big-time money. So they killed the dissenters and enslaved the rest. But some escaped and hid in the mountains. The farmers called them savages and tried to kill them if they ever got the chance. They called them savages, but today the politically correct term is aboriginal, which is Latin for hiding in trees from white people. In the U.S., we call them Indians. And one thing's for sure, you can't blame human extinction on the Indians. They never wanted to become farmers. They knew it was a big mistake. Everything was great when we were hunter-gatherers. It was like being in summer camp. There's archery, crafts, camping, and they must have had a lot of sex. They're running around half naked in the woods, having campfires, getting high on all kinds of mushrooms, weed, and fermented fruit. They probably spent most of the day fucking and laughing their asses off. Then there's Western civilization. We traded all that fun to sit at a desk in a room without a window, pushing buttons and filing papers. Well, it's too late now. There's no going back. You can't just leave your job to become a hunter-gatherer. Sure, there are a few brave souls who might try, but these days, it's not so easy to be a nomad. Actually, it's no longer politically correct to use the term nomad. You're supposed to call them homeless. So the next time you see a vagrant fishing through a garbage can, give him a few bucks and thank him for keeping up the old ways. Not only is he the guardian of the human spirit, but he's also a great American, a patriot, embodying the ideals of freedom, liberty, and the individual pursuit of happiness. At night, he'll go down to the train tracks and sit on some wooden boards. He'll sip from a bottle of Thunderbird and watch the lights of airplanes crossing the sky. Later in the evening, he'll pass out and have the sweet dreams of a soul untethered to cravings for power, riches, or fame. And then some kids will find him, douse him with gasoline, and set him on fire, thus completing the circle of life. Thanks for listening to my monologue. My name is Randy Niederman. Follow me on my quest to become a stand-up comic on Facebook at Zero to Funny. And don't forget to check out my novel, The Myth of Love. It's a mashup supernatural romance thriller, available on Amazon.